Jamaica, me nah sell out. Them try clip we wings, somehow we can't fly out. But when we there yard, nothing nice like Jamaica. Roast breadfruit and banana. Under the tree with a glass of lemonade. Jumping at the river when me ready for bed. No boy can't buy me out. Me no foreign minded, no way compared to Jamaica. Jamaica love, we wanna feel Jamaica love. Everybody wanna visit Jamaica. Jamaica love, Jamaica. Jamaica love, we wanna see Jamaica love. The one that represent the citizens of Jamaica. Jamaica love, Jamaica. Represent where you're born. Tune up hurricane and star. From the crime rate chop, me no matter about tax man, still a hustler than a quan. Jamaican have the link to the link, we connect Canadian, American, England. Make sure say when they are foreign and a hustle, mama visit Western Union. Don't make we build up with foundation. All the hard man, them fear of ambition. Don't flash out all the money back, SSP, anything comes and ammunition. Real Jamaican, no show me you want. No matter which part of the world where you stand. Me no matter what them want say about Jamaica, me sing it out loud, come me proud to be one. Peace. Jamaica love, we wanna feel Jamaica love. Everybody wanna visit Jamaica. Jamaica love, Jamaica. Jamaica love, we wanna see Jamaica love. The one that represent the citizens of Jamaica. Jamaica love, Jamaica. Pick up the youth we are white car glass. Youth we are trying always to come last. Don't give up, don't give up. Jimmy Cliff tell them many rivers to cross. Help out your sister if she get lost. Don't turn your face to the grass and pass. Show love to the elders, respect you, cause them pave the way in the past. Some man want like say them better than people. Through them a drive a one vehicle. Vanity make them move evil. It easier for a camel pass through the eye of the eagle than the rich because sit down in a heaven and bitch. That now penny on me ever hungry again. Me a walk and look for every lucky tree me a serve. Jamaica love, we wanna feel Jamaica love. Peace. Everybody wanna visit Jamaica. Jamaica love, Jamaica. Jamaica love, we wanna see Jamaica love. The one that represent the citizens of Jamaica. Jamaica love, Jamaica. Me love Jamaica, me nah sell out. Them try clip we wings, somehow we can't fly out. Me day in a me yard, nothing nice like Jamaica. Selfish and banana. Under the tree with a glass of lemonade. Jumping at the river when me ready for bed. No boy can't buy me out. Me no foreign minded, no way compared to Jamaica. Jamaica love, we wanna feel Jamaica love. Everybody wanna visit Jamaica. Jamaica love, Jamaica. Jamaica love, we wanna see Jamaica love.
woman left and she didn't say why. Well, I guess I have to cry. Many rivers to cross, but just where to begin? I'm playing for time. There'll be times I find myself thinking of committing some dreadful crime. Yes, I got many rivers to cross, but I can't seem to find my way over. Wandering I am lost, yes, I travel along the wide coast of Dover. Yes, I got many rivers to cross, and I merely survive because of my will.
Yes, Many Rivers to Cross. Many Rivers to Cross by Jimmy Cliff. Icon that has left his legacy in the reggae land of Jamaica and the world. His music will live forever in our hearts and our memories, and you know his philanthropy, his acting skills, but his songs, Many Rivers to Cross, and there are so many more. We can talk about Jimmy Cliff. Good night, my Facebook family and friends. Welcome to another night of my perspective. Just to want to show my respect and condolences to the Jimmy Cliff family. I know one of my friends who play ball in here, Wayne Sprite. I think his family. It's his uncle or something, family to him. So my sincere condolences to Jimmy Cliff. You will see where the Prime Minister is going to give him an official funeral, which is good. And, he deserves it. And his legacy will always be a part of Jamaica and the world. He was a true ambassador. Yeah, reggae ambassador. A man who evolved reggae music and brought it to the world, which includes Bob Marley. Can't even Bob, but Jimmy Cliff right now. So rest in peace, legend. And all the best to his family, stay strong. My prayers are with the family at this time. But tonight, faithful family, we have some special guests coming in. I think 1 week or more now. Yeah, talking tonight football, Jamaica football, and it was a heartbroken thing where they didn't qualify for the World Cup, but there's still a second chance, and then a playoff round which is scheduled to March. But tonight I have invited some guests. I always say yes, guests, 2 guests, one from Jamaica and one here in our foreign. I've invited Mr. Clyde Giudini, Harborview General Manager, founder, legend, pioneer of Jamaica football, and I've invited Mr. Nicholas Adlery, younger generation who was been a professional, was played all over the world, but now he's retired and making his own contribution, family life, Yeah, man, your boy retired now, man. But before you do, let me bring in Nicholas Adlery. Nick, good night, sir. How are you?
Evening.
Well, how are you, boss? How is the family?
Good. No complaints,
No complaints. Life is
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
Let me bring in Daddy. I'm going to call him Daddy because Daddy is a legend in Jamaica and a pioneer.
Yeah, for sure.
Good night, Mr. Clyde Giudini. How are you? Your mic is on? Check your mic. Or it didn't? Yes, sir. Can't hear Daddy. Daddy, talk up. Let me see if yeah. You hear me? So Nick, everything good with that side. That way you can talk. So we can hear you. Not hearing you, Daddy. Your mic is, we're not hearing you purely. Let me see. You coming in? Your mic is mute. Yeah, your mic is off now. You want to come back in, log off and come back in and see if you can just join us? When you like when you smile, look, when you smile, you serious word.
No, you know, Sean, to be honest, like, when me see Mr. Juridini, it start bring back certain vibes. Because remember, he's a Corville youth,
Right.
True and true, before I go Mona, Corville, and remember in my time, Harborview was the place. So, like when we are playing under 14 minor league, when you say, boy, yo, we have Harborview under the lights. Yo, you can't sleep. So, when we see him, it bring back all of them memories there, as a youth, it just, it make you feel joyful, You feel the reason why you did fall in love with football in the first place,
Yeah, man, Harborview have his legend.
Yeah, and remember, Carbell, Stewart, Clyde, Juridini, and them really bring the paradigm shift in a professional football in Jamaica,
Yes,
where them can remember, them really put together the compound. Remember, when them put in the stands and them put in the lights, like it was it carried to a different place.
The first stadium.
All right. I remember we as youth, we are come up and watch that, and we are say, boy, it was a joy if you see that. Because I say, all right, progress that take place in our football, and we are follow behind that closely. So, but it really parallel when you think back to that, and what going on in the football last week is like, it hard to connect the dots,
Yeah, that's what, and when I know like Mr. Jardine and other persons who have been a part. Still not hearing it, Daddy.
It look like your mic off.
Your mic off, Daddy. Your mic off. Something wrong. You might not connecting. Yeah, you might not connecting, Daddy. Yeah, but it only hurts to see when when you see Jamaica not playing at the World Cup, and instead what happened that week, we'll get a prime opportunity to play. And in Harborview, as I said, it's like they were where you want to go to play football.
Yeah, even just for say boy I go to the mini stadium was an adventure, much less for say boy as a youth you play under the lights in the night. I remember them thing that was unheard of, in our time,
Yeah, it was very limited resources. And when we get that, when they build it,
that was the highlight of our season,
Yeah. I mean, when you go to play, you couldn't wait name the let me see. When you couldn't play, you couldn't wait name them. You have to. Let me see. Okay, let me see. Daddy, I hear now.
Okay, that sounds like you're hearing me.
Yes, sir. I'm hearing
Yes,
loud
sir.
and clear, man. Technology. How are you doing? You good?
No problem, man. Good evening again to Nicholas, yourself, and to the listeners.
Evening, sir.
Hopefully
Evening, sir.
Yes, Daddy. We just talk about Harborview, the pioneers of making that paradigm shift, bringing mini stadium, semi-professionalism to Jamaica football. And you yourself and Carver Stewart have set a legacy.
Stalwarts.
You have to give you the praise, man. You have to get the flowers, Daddy. You have to get the flowers.
I
But
forget the floor. Remember in a dance hall, they would have say it's a come. We have to parallel that thing there, uno really, we're thankful for now,
yes. But gentlemen, you hear me now? You hear me? Daddy?
Yes, man. Hearing you, Nicholas, loud and clear.
All right, good. So this World Cup qualifying, from my perspective, I think that we got one of the easiest zones. Based on what, from my perspective, the players that we had, I would say we got an international coach, but the international coach still fall short by not qualifying automatically. So now we still have to go to the playoff rounds. I just want to hear from your side, Daddy, in Jamaica. What is the ground feeling there, and what you think went wrong, and how best we can give now? Because I figure now that Mr. Speed, I call him conflict of interest, is now in charge. And I hear that recent report that Miguel Cole is joining the staff as assistant coach. But I want you to give me your feedback on what really transpired, how you think about the football, what will cause us to not qualify, and give you what you think is the best option going forward, or your views.
Unfortunately, that we couldn't have qualified directly at the first go on. It's the easiest qualification I've ever seen in my life in a World Cup strategy. USA, right. Mexico, Canada, not involved. Panama, Honduras, Costa Rica, all not in the same zone as us. That's the top six in the region historically.
Right.
And we struggled to get through what was virtually a Caribbean zone.
Right.
But have changed, and the quality of teams have changed. I don't think in our CONCACAF history has been the Caribbean clubs, countries.
Right.
So Panama have all qualified, while none of the Central American countries have qualified, and ourselves, Suriname, are in the playoff. Two more base. So a lot of things have changed, but we have fumbled what is a gift that we have been given to qualify automatically, and now we have to try again in the intercontinental playoffs, and I'm hoping that we can get through from there.
Right. Nick, what is your view on this? Because I mean, you have been a professional, you have played for Jamaica, you have seen it all, you have been through it all. What is your real feeling about this missed opportunity? I call it missed opportunity, but we're getting another opportunity. But what is about this missed opportunity, about this missed automatic qualifier? What do you think about it?
I mean, we have to approach it from a lot of different angles. You know, one of the angles that me and you always discuss is, you know, the playing field has definitely been leveled in CONCACAF. And we're seeing that now. We're seeing that, yes, international coach, yes, we have the talent, but nothing is guaranteed for us. When, like Mr. Jordini said, when in our lifetime have we seen a group that consists of Curacao, Bermuda, right, and Trinidad? Never. That has never happened. So, I mean, I think it's definitely a missed opportunity on our part.
Right.
All things being fair, we have some work to do in all facets and areas of our football.
Well,
we have work to do. We have a lot of work to do.
And
the playing field has been leveled, and who used to be ahead and think them the day ahead, maybe them not there really there ahead again.
You said that there are some areas that need work. Daddy, tell me, what area you think that Jamaica needs to really work on? I think there's something components still lacking, and that's why I think we're still struggling. What do you think are some areas we need to work on, Daddy?
In a word, preparation. Nicholas, I think, tapped into something that the leveling of the player field, not just in CONCACAF, but in the 6 confederations across the world. Italy is struggling, has been struggling, missed the last 2 World Cups, and may not make this one either.
Right.
And we have seen that in the last 2 or 3 World Cup campaigns.
Right.
There's now 48 countries that will go to the World Cup, and you see teams that were big super names, Brazil even, not on the same level of dominance because the world has changed its structure,
Right.
where small nations couldn't get international practice games. Now in each confederation you have a nations league. So
Right.
all countries can present a team, play in competitions, and then get, if they qualify to like a Gold Cup and or play in the World Cup qualifiers. So more
Right.
teams are prepared and more players are being available to other teams. Everybody can bring in their players from descent and second and third generation players. So now you have a broader field and then different nuances, different techniques and different styles that you have to compete each game. So how well you prepare
Mm.
is how well you perform, because coming 2 or 3 days before a game is really just an assembly of a unit, not a coordination of a team unit.
What Daddy? What I hear that story about preparation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 every time that
Right.
beats Jamaica. But remember, we're talking about, if you can't, anyone can correct me, you got a FIFA window when the players are supposed to be released. And then in that FIFA window where they release to play again, I think they say what 5 days again. So
Right.
is it that you're saying that that 5 days is not enough? Or there's
No,
some
no.
additional
I'm
ways
saying everybody
to
has
make
that.
bringing the players together?
Everybody has that window of opportunity. How you coordinate with your preparation through that. And in this campaign specifically, you were chopping and changing continuously, right down to the last game. So there wasn't an harmony, there wasn't understanding, there wasn't fluid coordination, as you can get in a club where people are playing day in and day out, week in and week out.
Right.
And so that preparation to draw a black and white illustration, the 98 World Cup team played about 50 games in 1997 and
Right.
became the best mover
Right.
internationally because we were playing so many games together, because we had a local base unit that could
Right.
be infused with international talent coming when they can. So the basis, the understanding and the coordination is always there. We don't have a coach that is here. Don't have a team that is here. And so you go with a hodgepodge of talented players.
You know, a coach, you know, a team. So I would be laughing that, you know, a coach. And, well, Nick, what you say about preparation? I want to go back to that team with that. There's a coach or team. What you say about the preparation? Because you have been a part of the structure of the JFF in terms of playing for Jamaica. What you can add to that argument about preparation?
I mean, I agree to an extent, but also, you know, the players are professionals. Everybody is coming from a club, you know, where I think more so it might be a cohesiveness issue, you know,
Right.
as opposed to, because I mean, they're all professionals. I mean, it's the same way if a coach lose a job, a next coach come in, you have to come and adapt to the system as quick as possible, right?
Right.
But also, when you look at, for example, when you look at the US, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have 2 groups of players. Them have the European players, them, and them have the local MLS players, them.
Right.
The players that are usually out of camp, them always, for example, in the winter, when you know, US up on April to November,
Right.
and then Europe up on August to May. Them
Right.
have camp for, you know, those players who would have been a part of the group.
Right.
You know, so I mean, I think those are things that we can tap into, and you know, Simo is always used to have people in camp, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, him always used to have a group in training, whether it be youth players or local players, and I mean, and at some point, a portion of those players would play a part in the squad being called for whatever game we are preparing for, right? So again, sometimes we have to look back where we're coming from to see where we're going, you know. So some of them technique that we can kind of bring back in. But like Mr. Giulini said, we don't have a coach that is there. And that will always be an issue.
I don't play, but Sir Clyde,
Yes.
let's talk about the coach. What Jamaica hired. Was he the right coach for Jamaica? Yes or no?
Well, the answer has to be no. No, at the end of the day, looking back, we can always say no easily.
Easily, right?
But my thing is this, and good night, Errol. I hope you are well, Mr. Errol Walters. I know you're a part of the technical finance team at JFF now. You said Congo might get disqualified. Be in the play. Okay, let's wait and see. But yes, we'll look back. Yeah, the coach is not the right fit. But my thing is this with the coach. He came in, he went to a couple tournaments, especially the Gold Cup, and he failed. From my perspective, he should have been fired from that moment.
But Sean, we
Yes, sir.
failed in what regard?
We didn't pass the first round. And normally we go to Gold Cup, we pass the first round. So that was and then as the World Cup campaign continued, they allowed him to do the campaign, and now it does everything far short. But anyway, we can't cry about spilling it. Now, you say we don't have a coach and team, Sir Clyde. What do you mean in that? Do you want presently Jamaican and we have local players mixing with foreign players? I have not seen no local players involved in the whole build up of this qualification, Gold Cup and World Cup qualifying. What are your take? I could be wrong now. Please correct me.
Well, we had in the 98 campaign, and I'm referring that because 28 years ago, that is the formula that worked. That's the only formula that has worked for us at the Senior Men's World Cup. You have a local-based contingent with the coach and his technical staff residing here. And you work harmoniously locally, and then you infuse select talent from North America and from Europe and from UK in the positions or roles that you see necessary from time to time. But the basic understanding, continuity, harmony, and the philosophy resides with the core group here. At that time, we had two core groups, under 23 and also the senior team.
Right.
And so you could rotate, you could revolve, you could take people out who are off form, and you could try things locally and then in international friendly games and competitions. And we succeeded across the board.
So my thing, why that paradigm shift in always going for players in international arena from England, North America? Why that paradigm? Is it that they say the local base players are not good enough? Do we have enough quality players in local base right now? Based on from your perspective?
That's a part of what was said. There has been constant badgering of the quality of the Jamaican Premier League for years. Say for the last probably 5 or 6 years, that has begun to change in terms of what is said or what is believed. There is the everlasting praise of anything that is from beyond your shores is better than you. And so there was a dynamic shift after we got to the 1998 World Cup to invest more in an English-based talent base of players rather than a local base. And with it came the English base technical staff, moving away from the Brazilian after 2 or 3 options with Simoes and De Oliveira and others.
And Lazzaroni.
And Lazzaroni came in and went out very quickly. and others from there. But we have shifted that psychology and we have marketed ourselves to the corporate Jamaica who invest in what they think is overseas and they have names and fames that they see on TV and they see the local based players. But look what happened in the last couple of games. The hue and cry was for the local based players who went overseas to create their talent and to development. They're the ones who were being depended on in the end, while the bigger names and the higher reputed players were frankly underperforming.
Agreed. I agree with that.
I agree 100%. And I'm not going to point fingers because it's done sparse, but it's quite evident that the over reliance of international players from other countries is just not working no more. And if we are going to have to really look at our local market, and I'm going to do a movement and talk about development.
Sean, before you go there, sir, can I interject?
Yeah,
So
man.
I think the PLCA that runs the Premier League, I think they have just done a good job the last few years because the product I think they have put together a good product when you see the teams play, which has reflected in the club's performance in the CFU competitions. Mm-hmm. Cavaliers has continuously done well in that. And you have to give credit where credit is due. Cephas left from the Premier League, went to Europe. Dixon did the same.
Shamar
Nicholson, you see Whisper. So, I mean, the quality is there, but you also have to, in addition to the quality being there, you have to provide an opportunity for the quality to be seen. So, yes, people can say, oh, the league not good enough, this, that. But if you understand football, you understand that football is football.
Right.
And the players have to be given an opportunity to show themselves.
Correct.
So if you continuously say, oh, this is what I think it is, you don't give them an opportunity to prove you're wrong. What do we have? Because to be fair, the last three Premier Leagues, like, I think the quality has really been raised. I don't know if you guys may agree, disagree.
What do you say? Because you're I see, not to knock your team, but I see where you have been changing coaches often in terms of what do you say about the quality and what do you think about what needs to be adjusted that to make sure the quality keep on improving? I'm going to give my perspective on certain things when you finish.
The quality has improved. The competitiveness has improved. The field of play has improved. The marketing.
Exactly, the marketing, yes. The product itself, yes.
And because of that, players, coaches, managers, teams, communities take more pride in the product they exhibit, and that has brought better results. The coaching structure and infrastructure has improved. The ownership, the stadium development has improved. So overall, the local football product has continued to improve over the last 10 to 12 years, and hopefully will continue. But we still are at a level, as Nicholas outlined, in the last 4 years, Cavaliers have been to 2 finals in the CONCACAF Championship. Ourselves and Cavaliers were 2 of the 4 teams in the first year when the inaugurated CONCACAF Caribbean Club Championship was. And then Mount Pleasant entered last year, and Mount Pleasant final. And now with the lead to come next
in the first leg.
Yes,
in the first leg,
So you see the performances out there. More players are being transferred internationally. And so the players are more motivated to invest in themselves and their skills.
Right.
Well, and in addition, Sean, on the international space, if we have local teams doing well in international competitions, i.e. the CFU Club Championship and to a greater extent the CONCACAF Champions League, I mean, they should be rewarded with opportunities in the senior team. I mean, because we're bringing players and like Mr. Giordini said, and without pointing finger, people are underperforming. So why not give the players locally an opportunity to see if we can outperform them? No, I think that is fair because competition breeds excellence, though.
Yes, I
So
agree 100%.
why are we not pushing for giving them the opportunity?
What Clyde, what do you think why the local talents are not getting much opportunities? Is it because of the whole philosophy thinking about English-based players
No,
are
but
better
it's
than
gonna be
local?
down to the selection of the selection committee. Them are gonna pick who them want, and which is fair.
Correct.
You know, the coach will pick his playing staff. I mean, that is how it go.
Yeah, but
But I
my
think
thing is this: if the technical committee can go ahead and pick players from overseas, if you bring in players who want match to make them get them Jamaica passport, okay, why not bring our local player? Why not involve more? Well, get a right balance, a mix. I am not against the foreign players coming in to help us, but get a mix. That's what I'm saying. Because it's quite
And
evident.
it's those little intricacies that we haven't gotten right, Sean and Nicholas, to bring in so many players at different times, and the players you bring in at those important moments of high level competition have not given you the reward. So the selection and the timing is off, and it sets off the team and the results. And so now you're chasing results instead
Right.
of
Building the
dominating,
results.
guiding, and being in a position to qualify in the end. We came to
Right.
Kingston with 2 of the 3 options of advancing in favor of Curacao. We had to win. And that should not be, that's a position of weakness rather than a position of strength.
Wow. So
and again, Sean, you know, like to back up what Mr. Jordan is saying, again, is like we and I always ask it, we have to ask ourselves the question: is the goal to get to the World Cup, or is the goal to create a system and a pipeline where getting to the World Cup is a byproduct of building our system? Because again, it have to come from development. Because again, when Simoes was here, there was a lot of emphasis on youth football.
development 1, 2, and 3.
In my time, we went to 3 youth World Cup. Me myself went to 1. I'm gonna get dropped. But that's how football go. Right? We went to 2 U17 World Cup with Jackie Walters and a U20 World Cup in 2001. So again, because I mean,
Again,
the system was
heavily
put in
with
place.
Nicholas, with local-based players and local-based coaches.
Exactly, because the system was put in place with Jackie Walters. All right, in my
And
group, all right,
preparation
and we're gonna
was
pick and
essential
choose, and
to
we're
have
gonna add
that.
some overseas players to the mix, and then we're gonna go
Correct.
forward. 3 youth World Cups. I mean, since then, with our pipeline, have we gotten anywhere near that? Because a majority of all of those players went on to play in the senior team. So again, if we build it, it will be there for us, no?
Yeah, and let me add to that. All of them went to senior team, and most of them went to make a professional career for themselves. So therefore, there was a correct pipeline from the youth system development 1, 2, and 3. But before I go to development, I also want to talk about the appointment with Miguel Coley working with Rudolph Spees, and the next round, the next one we're gonna play. Let's talk about preparation. We're talking about preparation. Do you think Speed and Coley can get the preparation done to be to create a competitive unit to beat these 2 teams and qualify? Mr. Clyde, what's your thoughts, Nick?
Well, we're in a lottery draw.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole different candle of wax here now that we're talking about.
Yep.
There's no game time or area to prepare. You're just going in the deep end and you swim or you sink.
Mm-hmm.
And so the combination of Miguel Coley and Rudolph, as far as I know, they have never worked together.
Mm-hmm.
So it is thinking on your feet and being as smart as you can be. And you may hit the lottery or you may lose in the first game, or if you proceed past the first game in the second game. Or we might be lucky and hit the jackpot and get to the World Cup. But it's really a lot of luck and a lot to draw more than something you can plan, organize, and rehearse for, because it's not there. You're going to get the 2 or 3 days just as much as the other teams. And I'm not sure if the other teams can get together and train. But from the current squad that we have now, some are in England, some are in US, some are in Jamaica, some are in Europe. So it's not a coordinated team effort. It's a lottery. So you think or swim. So we may be lucky or we may not be.
Well, I create your own luck. What do you say, Nick?
I mean, I don't disagree, but in addition, all the pieces are there. Can we get it right is the question. Talent is not our issue. Somebody is going to be appointed the coach, right?
Right. Which is without Speed and assistant Miguel Cole based on
somebody will be appointed. I mean, they're all qualified. I mean, whether we like them or not, our number one job is to support them as fans and lovers of the game. And again, we all want to see Jamaica at the World Cup, but it's like, what do you do? I mean, but again, if we're gonna end up with this route, we say, all right, we select a local coach. Why we never do that from day one and give him the time with the team?
Clyde, would like to add to that. Why we not select a local coach from day one and give him the time to develop the team?
And give him the time with the team. Why not?
Well, hopefully this is a transition to get to that.
Well,
but we have not believed in our local coaches. Tapper was always flagged.
I agree.
Cardwell was flagged more than Tapper.
Yeah, even more so.
And anyone else. So, that's our culture. And let's see how we go forward from here. In addition to what we have now, hopefully they will succeed. And we will invest more in ourselves in terms of local based coaches, players, and management team, and invest in the talent that we have from all those specters and bring it together. And if we are in doubt and doubt the football history, just look across the track and field. Excellent examples are there.
Excellent.
Yeah. Excellent. I just want to talk about local coaches. I mean, Nick have this discussion prior about coaches. There are coaches who are living overseas, who have done their work in the trenches. Why not try to bring those coaches? I know, like Tyrone Marshall. I think Paul Young was over your coach. I think there are other coaches, and Nick can name quite a few who have the qualification.
I'm not taking anything away from the coaching staff that has just been appointed for the JFF.
Right.
This is separate and aware. This is a separate and a different discussion. But there are so many local born coaches that are coaching a plethora of options, coaching out there in the diaspora, all across the world. It have Ray Tomlin, it have Greg Simmons, it have Tyrone, it have Shevard Thomas, it have Alex Thomas, it have Woldy Harris, it have, Andy Williams, it have Talpi, it's so many, we have so many options. Why are we not investing in all these young coaches? And another thing too, as an extension to that point, I have been watching the drain of the majority of our young coaches leaving our shores at that level. The majority of our best young coaches are leaving Jamaica. Why is that?
Clyde?
We should be investing in them and building them up.
Why do you think young coaches are leaving? I just bring up the coaches. Why do you think the young coaches are still leaving?
Because they invested in themselves.
Yeah, it's opportunity. It's always going to be opportunity.
Vin Blaine heralded, and a lot of 4, 5, or 6 other players have
Followed suit,
invested
yeah.
their time, their talent, coaches in the Caribbean islands,
Exactly.
and have been gaining that experience internationally, and should continue to do so, as well as Nicholas named a wide array of those of other coaches, Jamaican born coaches, and others. Is Lon Donaldson and
Lots.
Hugh, who carried Hugh Mendes,
Hugh
who carried
Menzies, yeah.
the female
To the World Cup twice.
reggae
Yes.
girls to the World Cup.
We have so many qualified
And so
coaches.
the examples are there.
So is there a practical solution getting every of those coaches, or it has to come from the JFF where they try to bring those talents together to galvanize those talents to help Jamaica be a better structured footballing nation? Is that possible based on leadership? Because I say you don't know people. Jamaica lack quality leadership in football. Round. When we can identify above you with leadership for years, the JFF has lacked that quality leadership. I stand to be corrected. What do you say, Nicholas and Clyde, Sir Clyde?
Nicholas, go ahead.
I don't know if I can disagree with you, Sean, but I mean, at times I see the leadership of the JFF as mediocre when you see the issues that that are being dealt with in the media. I saw a few months ago a prominent member of Jamaica footballing fraternity, and we had a discussion, and one of the things that was pointed out is a lot of the same issues that we had 25 years ago we still have now. How is that possible? You know, we're supposed to be evolving and growing,
Correct.
dealing with different challenges and issues as we continue on our journey, right? Not the
Correct.
same ones. But I mean, it remains to be seen. We see the issues with the women's team. We see some of the issues with the men's team. Like at some point, we must be making progress. We must make progress.
Correct.
We want to go to the World Cup, yes, but I mean, going to the World Cup is not just football, it's a culmination of a lot of different things that come together.
Correct.
You know, it's kind of like you're baking a cake and everything have to come in it. You're throwing the infrastructure and the leadership and then the technical staff and then the playing staff. Everybody have them role for play. And it have to come together. You know, we can't if and but and say we want to do this, and no. If we want to be a factor, leadership are gonna play a big role.
Sir Clyde.
Yeah, leadership always has to play a role. That's what their responsibility is, and only the JFF can make those decisions of who does what, where, and when. And so the body that is in place, both the leadership and the board members of the JFF have to look at themselves, at the situations, and make the most prudent decisions of what is affordable and what is in line with our development, with our philosophy, with the concept is, are we going to try and get to every World Cup, or are we going to target every 2 World Cups where we can build a solid base and then culminate in going through? But in recent years, it seems that the FIFA policies that are passed on to the CONCACAF Confederation and by extension Jamaica is what leads the status quo rather than what we do and conceive locally driving that.
Wow.
Reference point is recently we have negotiated or lobbied to host a joint World Cup in Jamaica. And that's excellent. But you don't get that vision, that visibility, that leadership, that clear goal of what direction we're going with who, when, and how very often. And so the leadership currently is clearly not as strong as the leadership group with a Horace Burrell and a Horace Reed and that core group a few years ago.
Wow. So yeah. So we are one in agreement. Leadership is lacking. Quality leadership is lacking. Bottom line is that. And so when we talk about the leadership, otherwise,
but Sean, not to cut you, but also maybe, I mean, for us, you know, as I count myself as well as a fan. What are we using as the benchmark? For example, for the women's team now, it's gonna be the World Cup because we can say, well, the women's team has gone to consistent World Cups, right? So we can say this is now our benchmark. Agreed?
Agree.
But what is the benchmark for our men's senior team?
But I understand what you said. The benchmark must be.
What are we grading? And we say, all right, if we go here, what are we grading them against? And what are we grading the leadership against? The Horace Burrell and Mr. Reed, them, their administration, you know, all right. We went to the World Cup, so we say, all right, this is gonna be our benchmark now.
But they had Youth World Cup too. You went to U17.
Well, all right, yeah. I mean, I can say in that time they went to 3 Youth World Cups as well. So you know the benchmark it kind of set high. So this current group, like, what are we grading them against?
It has to be consistently the same level. Qualifying for World Cups as a main criteria. Your development programs as your essential program.
Right.
And overall individual groups within the tennis, referees, coaches, players, managers, structures.
Right.
And like we said earlier, we see development across those boards, but they are heavily driven by CONCACAF and FIFA.
Yeah. And I will give them credit because I see them pushing and doing a lot with the coaching license. Yeah, so I will give them credit in that area because they're pushing the coaching license and coaching development of coaches, and I'm always for that. Anything with development, I'm going to be for.
But time out. But let me just stop you both right there for a minute. Wow, time gone, 9:24. Wow. But listen up. Development. I want to talk about development. And Nick and Circle, you guys talk about qualifying for U17, U20 World Cup. Maybe I will ask Circle, is there a youth structure right now? Development structure right now coming from the JFF? Is there a youth development structure?
The answer is yes. The answer also is that there is still space for greater development, wider whole-scale development, with more persons and more units across the broad base locally, and to intertwine with North America and the European diaspora, who has talent, experience, and exposure, and have structures that are more developed than ours locally.
So, all right. So this is my take, and Nick can add to this when I'm finished. My thing is this: Manning Cup is not a development program for kids, right? And I say because 3 months tournament. My thing is this: I will give an example. My son right now is 13, and he's playing 9 months of football year round, and I watch him grow through every stage of development. Now, my thing is this: no disrespect to Manning Cup, it has its legacy, have history. If we are to have continuity, and we can use the example, because we need now to understand development comes from grassroots straight up to from U50, U70, U20. We need to have some serious development in terms of kids developing, playing 9 months of football year round, because I get the Premier League play 7 months, 8 months, but we need 9 months for the kids then to be playing. Tell me, Circle, why you think it's not happening, or do you think it can happen?
Why it's not happening is affordability. They're just not the resources financially, in terms of commitment, in terms of personnel are there if resources are made available. Structure is not there because structure continues to be concentrated in Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, Clarendon, Montego Bay, and recently at some level in St. Anne with probably one or two clubs. But structurally, the 14 parishes don't have youth development teams, don't have age progressive structures that play 6 to 9 months of the year. There has been a proliferation of academies that are doing extremely well.
Yes.
Are concentrated in those areas I told you.
Yep.
And so there are some parishes that have little or no
With the exception of
development
Mount Pleasant.
programs and are not being encouraged, assisted, or demanded to participate. They can go into school competitions for a shorter period of time and then bypass the system and get into the senior league.
So there's no proper structure, and that's what your bottom line is saying. Because
It can be
14
improved.
parishes should be involved. And it's only maybe 6 or 7 or the 14 parishes are involved.
Correct. And for short periods of the year. And the Manning Cup, while the competition is 2 to 3 months, you really have another 2 or 3 months before. So on average is 5 to 6 months. But you still need another 2 or 3 months of club structured competition at the same time.
What do you say, Nick? Because you have been coaching here in the US with youth developments and what do you say about that?
I mean, like Mr. Jody just say, a lot of it will come down to costs. I mean, it costs money to run clubs and to have these systems, and it's as simple as that. I mean, I know, I'm a big participant in my club, and I mean, it's like I say, the commitment sometimes is just not there, But it's like, how do you continuously keep these teams going? You have coaches, you have, there's fees involved, to keep these teams participating in these leagues. Like, how do you continue to do it?
But what about parents contribute? I'm not talking big money. I mean, parents contributing to the development of their kids. If there's some structure, is that possible, Sir Clyde?
Yeah, definitely. If the structure is there and the resources to complement the structure, parents will buy in. And that's what has caused that massive development with academies, particularly since the pandemic here in Jamaica, the last, say, 4 or 5 years. It's a groundswell up to age 17. And then you get the void because there's no structure, no competition, no continuity for players after age 17 in clubs.
After Manning Cup,
there was no under 20. And there are no knockout competitions that they can mix, compete, and grow outside of the under 19 Manning Cup that finishes in December. So what do you do between January to June? Nothing.
Unless you are one of the 1% elite that can go into a Premier League team or a Super League team or a Major League team.
So
that is maybe one player from each top level Manning Cup team. So
okay, let us use fine, and we see that from January to June there's a big void.
Huge void.
Sir Clyde, how about you?
Yeah.
Let's go show a curveball that maybe he can bat it away or give us some solution. How is your youth structure at Harborview? What does your youth structure entails?
Our youth structure entails under 7, under 9, under 11, under 13, under 15, under 17. And then they make the quantum leap to be a professional in your career or football as a career. And then you have 2 years of abeyance between the under 18 and under 19 in your schoolboy football career or in collegiate career, or you jump into a major league, or you rise to a Premier League in that 5 to 10% at best. But 80-90% go to college, university, or in other business, or they change lanes and go to casual football.
So basically, the structure, there must be a structure you program where you have at least get the kids and playing for 8-9 months. I don't have the answer. I mean, you talk about the academies, you talk about your club, and you're talking about the parishes not being involved. So it boils back down to number one leadership from top, or maybe clubs have to break ranks and do their own thing for 8, 6, or 9 months.
Well, that's what the academy is. The academy system.
But do they play for 9 months? Do they play for 9 months?
Who can organize themselves, bringing it to the fore.
Are they playing
And you
for
have
9
the
months?
grounds
Are they train? Are the academies playing for 9 months? Or are they just playing for?
The academies play essentially between January to June, and then because most of them are Kingston and St. Andrew oriented, then you get into the CASAFA summer leagues for under 15, under 17, and the schoolboy Manning Cup and the CASA Cup competition starts pre-season, so you filter from there.
Wow. Okay. Well, it seems like Jamaica have a lot of work to do, basically, in terms of structurally, because with academies it's fine, but you want always the best developing players to go through the ranks to play at least 9 months constantly. You know, and it's very unfortunate with that. But I mean, I don't have the answer to it. And once again, it boils down back to leadership. Because I guess all of you have to be falling in line with whatever you can do with your kids to keep them motivated, to keep them training from U7 come straight up. And so I guess you might have the challenges of fragmentation of some of your kids going to Manning Cup to play Manning Cup and then come back to you and all that. Is that correct, right?
That's correct. That's correct. And a lot of the academies have done what we have done, and we continue to do. Each year we try to get at least one of our junior teams to travel overseas in friendly international tournaments or competitions to learn and to be exposed to what the real football world is like.
Again, yeah.
Because
I agree with that, because you're only as good as the competition you see, right? And you play against, right?
Yeah.
I support that. I like that.
Yeah, well, you see that, and that's even here, you know, well, USA is a big market, so we can't compare Jamaica. Jamaica is a small market than here. But for my son, we play all over the country. We play in Arizona, we play in Virginia. You understand? Weekend tournaments. We play league formats. It's a lot of football. From fall start back to when winter, we go indoor, out the indoor back to spring. Summer, you have summer camps. It's just constant playing and development right through the year. And so that's why I asked the question how best we can get that going in Jamaica. But it seems like there has to be a paradigm shift, and I mean, need to thinking out of the box to make that change. Because to be honest, we talk a lot about the footballers can't continue in that vein. What is happening right now? We need to build a strong local base from grassroots up to U20 to U23, and then filter them into the Premier League. You understand me? And that's where my thought is. Nick, do you want to add something to that, or you want to add something?
You know, growing up, how people used to talk about football, it's just, and I think for a lot of people, how they talk about football is just something to do, but as we know, out there in the world, is a lifestyle, is a career choice. The man with the parking at the game, that is his job, that's his career, The people will sell at even here, like in Atlanta, like the Brave Stadium is by me, like the people the vendors, that is their career choice, because the mentality is this game is a business for everybody involved, because when you think about even track and field, yes, you have the athlete, but it have so many other elements that go into preparing the athlete. You have the massage therapist, you have the physical therapist, you have the coach, you have the agent. It have so, and with football is the same thing for we. But again, the thinking have to catch up for the masses, because again, we can't do it without the masses. We are the small few. We do. You have Sergio Udini, Harborview, me, my club is Corville. It have Philip over there. We do what we can, but I mean, we need the masses,
What do you say, Sir Clyde? What do you say? What is your thoughts? The masses. He's saying the masses. We need the masses to be a part of the process.
Yeah, but the masses go. The masses not going to come unless you have resources.
Exactly,
The one or two dedicated persons will stay or help as best as they can until they can't anymore. But the game has changed.
The game has changed. It's a business.
Before I could coach the team, and that was understood, respected, understand that. Now you have a team of coaches. So you may have with a youth team 4, 5, or 6, but with a senior team you have twice as much.
Yep.
And they have to be salaried.
Yep.
So when you say resources, what resources you have?
And the support staff.
Yep.
So when you're talking about resources, Daddy, when you say resources, you're talking money. Is that to do what you want to do, correct?
Money as well as structure and services and professional services as well. Not just general services.
Professional services.
Yes.
So do we think, so my thing to you that, what will it take to Jamaica get to that level? Do we think we have that capacity to get to that level? You're talking about the resources that we need, or we just can't all talk about it? Nick, anyone want to
talk about it until we start put it into action and
because
because Jamaica is the craziest place in the world. We do things that nobody else think of or nobody else can do. We move mountains by just open my mouth and start chat. That's Jamaican. That's the vibe. So if we set our mind to it and our heart to it and our heads to it, we can move mountains. We always have.
And I think we can definitely do it because when you look, Jamaica have some of the best golf courses in the world, yeah. But that means that we can also have some of the best football field in the world, no? Because that's the correlation with me I got striking in my mind. I got say so because it exists. I don't think Jamaica is a poor country by any stretch of the imagination. We may have poor people, but overall, I don't think we are a poor country. So if we wanted to do it, we could, right? I think we could. Yeah.
But the mindset.
Curacao just qualify for the World Cup, so you have to go work hard to convince me.
Correct.
Exactly. Tell me I'm lying. But I think we can do it.
Listen. I don't want to throw cold water, but this hurricane has shown me with Melissa taking to me that yes, Jamaica have the resources, but because right now we're helping our own people out of crisis. And it goes to show that when it comes to
people will step up. Yeah, people will
step up.
So the old Jamaica where we know still exists, as bad we may think it The Jamaica where we grew up in still exists.
Still exists.
It still exists. Where we care about one another, it is still there.
So
Yeah, man. If you don't, just look across Canada since this week and look at the bobsled team winning gold medal there.
yeah.
Oh,
That's it.
How? Because of our natural ability and athleticism and our determination.
that's our personality.
Gentlemen, I mean, I really appreciate you both coming out and coming on and giving me your own perspective of what's going on and what we need to be done to Jamaica, because we have highlighted some real issues. I think one of the things I really feel we have to look at is all the mindset of our people there in terms of how they treat the football. If we don't get the masses, if we can't sell the masses the idea, like we sell the masses in the 98 World Cup campaign, if we can get to that level where everybody is pushing in harmony to what we need to make sure qualify, then we can do it. We can do it again. This final round, I say it's going to be a lottery to me, from my perspective, to as Sir Clyde said. But we don't have to go optimism, and I think we can roll the dice and get some luck with it. So I will leave. I've gone past the time, but I will ask Sir Clyde to give him final comments. What did you believe about the World Cup campaign and what's best for Jamaica football going forward and how best we can deal with it? Sir Clyde?
Well, the World Cup campaign was always to qualify, so that still holds. We have 2 bites of the cherry to go. We have to make sure that we don't choke on it. So, like anything else in life, you have to try to find the positive ways to make progress. And with Jamaica, we always find some miraculous way to do it. And trust, hope, and we have to work towards finding the little miracles we need to get over.
And so, yes, well, that's fine. I mean, I hope that after if we win, lose, or draw, I hope that they will stick with Miguel Cole after this campaign to build a strong unit going forward if we don't qualify. What are you saying, Nick?
I mean, Sir Clyde, I don't know if you heard us when your mic was down, but we were giving you your flowers. But that is what I would really like to close out with. I want to personally thank you for your contribution to football, because like I was telling Sean, like when we used to come a Funo place, that was the highlight of my life. As a young man growing up, when we used to come out of Harborview, out of compound, come play under the lights. And again, that for us, that was life-changing. And it's people like you that made me want to play football and continue as a career and be able to do what I did and be able to take care of my family now. So I appreciate you. May I give you your flowers. I mean, allow me that thing. And we love you, and we respect you, and we cherish you. Because only need to hear it, because I don't think you guys hear it enough. And you need, and again, I beat up some of my media friend them the other day in Jamaica, because I say you guys have the platform to voice our opinion, and you don't do it, they make people on YouTube jump over them. But again, people like you need to be put forward and honored so we can have more people like you.
What?
Because it needs to be highlighted, the things that you guys have done for us.
But Sir Clyde, you and Mr. Carville's two voices, it seems like your voices don't carry weight. I get that impression because you guys have so much experience. Why they don't come back to you guys? Do they do consultancy with you guys or ask advice? I'm just playing devil's advocate right now.
We always have to do what we can, but there's politics in football as there's politics in
everything.
And so that rests with the people who are in power and the decisions they make. They know that if they ask us anything, we'll share our opinion, whether we agree or not. But that's life.
Yeah. And I guess as my friend Errol Walter said, there's too much politics in Jamaica football, which is not a good thing. And my thing in closing with this thing is that we need quality leadership, and leadership with vision, leadership with structure, from youth level to the senior team. And also we need to make sure we continue investing the coaches' education, investing in improving the Premier League. You know, you guys talk about it. You know, the only thing I would say about the Premier League, and I'm happy that Cavaliers, Mount Pleasant, and all those clubs are doing well. Harbourview, who have been part of the Congo Cup, doing better in terms of winning. The only thing I have with the Premier League is that sometimes the quality of play is so poor. It's hard to watch on TV. Because I watch a couple of the games, and trust me, you want to find out the quality of play, the structure, organization is still lacking. But it's a good look because now the TV exposure of the clubs are over the world, internet. Players can build their profile, teams can build their profiles, and that's good. So I hope that they will continue growing that to another level and keep looking to improve the quality of football that's played and give, as we all agree, give the local players the opportunity to play for the national team and bring in a little mixture of English or wherever North American players. Because we're going to need the mix. We're going to need that mix. But the local players must be a part of the evolution of Jamaica football going forward. And I stand to be corrected. And I hope that Sir Clyde and your team will still give you a voice. Use your platform, your medium to speak truth to power. Because once again, the Shaman Nicholson, what's my speedy winger, all them are Jamaican. All them come from the grassroots Jamaican football. The Leon Beale come from the grassroots. The Whisper still come. The Dixon still come from the grassroots of our Jamaican football. And as I said, the paradigm shift is to say, Nick said, look at this thing as a business. Everybody have a part to play. If that don't change, next 5 years, maybe you guys back again, I will talk about the same thing. But I don't know how it's going to change unless yourself, Mr. Clyde Jordine, and others just preach truth to power. Let them understand. So listen, we need to change the thinking and get the best for our country. Because we are natural people of athletics. You talk about track and field, Sir Clyde. We look at track season, start from September, you know, and done in March. No, start September done in May, June, because then come the Pens and go down to some other places to go run. So it's almost a 9 months program, a track and field program going. 9 months. Why can't we have 9 months for the kids and development too? 9 months. So that's my take. Once again, I want to thank you both for coming on. Any final words before we depart?
We always are going to support Jamaica.
Yes, sir.
I
Sir
will
Clyde.
be a fan. We don't matter who a coach, who a player, I will be a fan.
Yes, sir. I always be. To my Jersey, Anna, bring your boss to life. Sir Clyde.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you, Sir
Thanks,
Clyde.
yeah.
I hope you guys have voice opinion. I really appreciate time. And let's hope the man next year March we can back here celebrating that we qualify for the World Cup. Agree?
Agreed.
That would be good.
Yes, sir. Take care, sir. Have a good night, gentlemen. Thank you.
Respect.
Yes, sir. Thanks. Yes, that was Sir Nicholas Haller and Sir Clyde Jr., Harbourview General Manager here on the program, just giving you the perspective of Jamaica football and what needs to be done. And they said a lot. They said a lot. And we are all very optimistic that the Jamaica is a lottery, as we said, but hopefully they will make use of this opportunity to make sure we qualify for the World Cup. You know, there'll be a short time to qualify, but at the same time, we know that anything possible. We look luck, we can deal with it, and we can make sure that we are in the World Cup going forward. You know, we have highlighted some things: youth development, structure 1, 2, and 3, and leadership, which is important. And that's where we need to make sure that, you know, we can going for whatever outcome we have. It's good to go we're going forward, not backwards. So there must be some paradigm shift in thinking and how we deal with things. So anyway, thank you all for joining me for another episode of My Perspective. Have a wonderful week and happy Thanksgiving to all my American peeps. Please be safe all day tomorrow. Enjoy your day with the family. And I will see you all next week, Wednesday, for another episode of My Perspective. I'm Sean Falcon, your host. Good night. And I will leave you with this song from Jimmy Cliff. The harder they come, the harder they fall. One and all. Good night.